open highways are calling our name, and now it's time for us to escape.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the first episode of the Escape Pod. Yeah, I know, finally, I get the guts to actually do this, but I'm actually gonna do this first one as an audio, as a practice audio. I might release it one day, but for today, I'm just doing it as a practice audio so that I can finally do this, the first episode, as a video. But on this particular podcast, I want to go ahead and express, or basically, um, the escape pod will be about. Well, let me just first start by saying that the world has gotten to a point where there's complete and in an understanding of the basic laws of life, and our belief systems are crashing each and every day as we watch. And for me, that's a major thing. And to counteract that weird and actual realization, I came up with a concept of an escape pod, or a podcast where we finally get to escape either into identifying whatever problems we have and being able to solve them, or being able to escape from our problems generally. And the good thing about all my segments, they'll be entailing various different aspects that we're going to discuss about. And that doesn't mean that we're going to make it boring each and every time and talk about serious stuff. Nah, I'm not going to do that here. We're just going to go ahead and make it as very interesting as possible with different segments. One of them is going to be Thy Mind Ponders, where I actually go ahead and speak out about what event has happened throughout the week and has gotten to reach out to me. And then the second one we're going to have is Confession Relief. I'm going to call it Confession Relief. Confession Relief is where I'm going to be putting, not going to lie, posts on my stories, and people can go ahead and confess about anything, and we can talk about it. We can talk about anything in general, but I would want to filter it into mostly mental stuff. And what else would I want to? Another segment is we're gonna be having liberal number two. Liberal number two is gonna be one of the segments where we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be having personal one-on-one interactions with people where you guys actually talk to me and I get to give you advice based on my own critique and based on my own perspective. And if you choose to take it, well and good. If not, I totally do understand. Again, I'm a human getting to realize whatever perspectives are suit or fit for goodness and light. So we're gonna also have, speaking about goodness and light, we're gonna have an whole entire segment that allows us to embrace enlightenment and true spirituality and spiritual connect. So I'm also gonna have that. And then to unwind, probably we're gonna make this a Friday thing. When it turns major, we're gonna have the one segment that I'm gonna definitely love. It's gonna be Friendship Connect, where I invite my friends and we talk about our experiences either in school or in any phase of life that we have gotten to experience with any of my friends. And we're good. It's going. This is going to be one of the most raw, uncut, realist podcast, solo podcast that has ever existed in the face of Earth. Yes, I said it, in the face of Earth, in the sense that it's gonna be completely true. I have always been a person that has valued reality and truth in it, in the sense of like, there's so many perspectives of what truth is. I cheat even like expression as art. Like art is unique to the one who makes it. So for me, expression of ideas is unique to the one who is expressing it, and nobody is wrong and nobody is right. That's what I believe. um it depends on the context of how you want to understand it or how you resonate to a particular perspective. So this marks the first explanation on recording of the first episode of the Escape Pod. I really loved making this thing. I can't wait to actually put this out and have a personal engagement with my listeners, in the sense of like, we get now to break down all the segments and be able to create, I be able to create videos for you guys. We can have a one-on-one interaction with the true reality of what I have in store with the Escape Pod. What I aim to do with this particular podcast is to bring us close together, as not only as Generation Z, not only as millennials, not only as baby boomers, not only as one particular generation, but as a whole entire generation, to remember that at the end of the day, we are all one. We come from one true source, and that is God. And we are just branches of different realities based on whatever we have our own personal experiences. So, yeah, I totally love making this. Can't wait to make much, much more uh, interactions with you guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Escape Pod.